2 weeks after the arrests of a missing baby's parents in Southern California, the couple pleads not guilty to murder. Good evening. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Crystal Bailey. Emmanuel Haro's parents were back in court today. Both are being held on $1 million bail as the search for the 7-month-old boy continues.
3 weeks after Emmanuel Haro's parents told police their son had been kidnapped in a parking lot in Yucaipa.
That calling the case of Jake Haro and Rebecca Haro.
Both parents found themselves in the courtroom on Thursday, facing murder charges. The father, Jake Haro, could be heard speaking briefly at the arraignment hearing, which lasted only about 10 minutes.
And good morning, Your Honor. Allison Lowe, also on behalf of Mr. Haro.
Good morning, and good morning, Mr. Haro. Good morning, Your Honor.
The Haros initially reported their son had been kidnapped on August 14th, but San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says detectives found inconsistencies in Rebecca Haro's story.
And that's all I remember. I woke up on this floor, panicking for my son because I couldn't find him.
Fox 11 has learned Jake was on probation for a prior child abuse conviction at the time of his son's disappearance. Investigators believe Emmanuel died as early as August 5th, the last day detectives could confirm he was alive.
She has been advised of her legal and constitutional rights. I would ask that not guilty pleas be entered.
Back in the courthouse, both Jake and Rebecca Haro pleaded not guilty to murder charges. While Emmanuel's father could be seen and heard leaving the courtroom, there is still no sign of baby Emmanuel as the search for the infant's body continues.
That was Fox 11's Rachel Aragon reporting. The parents are due back in court on September 16th. We have an update tonight on the former Alaska Airlines pilot accused of trying to cut off a flight's engines in 2023. He reached a state and federal plea agreement. Today, Joseph Emerson's attorney declined to discuss the details of the deal, but he does say that Emerson wants to take responsibility for his actions back in October of 2023 when he was riding in an extra cockpit seat and tried to cut off engines on the flight from Everett, Washington to San Francisco. Later, he said he was mourning a friend's death, had taken psychedelic mushrooms 2 days earlier, and had not slept in over 40 hours. And at the time, he said he believed he was dreaming. And the federal government is suing Southern California Edison, accusing the company of starting the deadly Eaton fire. Lawsuits filed today say the utility failed to properly maintain its power and transmission lines where the Eaton fire started back in January. 19 people were killed and more than 14,000 acres burned. Federal prosecutors say the fire destroyed and damaged Forest Service roads, trails, campgrounds, and other facilities. The DOJ is seeking $40 million in damages.
It is our intention that Southern California Edison, the company itself, and not the ratepayers, will bear the burden of these costs. Innocent, hardworking Californians who pay their electricity bills should not have to pay for Edison's negligence by incurring higher utility rates.
Edison says it will review the lawsuit and respond through appropriate legal channels. And some Eaton fire victims gathered today demanding action be taken to speed up their recovery. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez reports they say there's too much red tape in the rebuilding process.
We're facing a David and Goliath situation.
The feeling for many of those who lost homes and loved ones during the Eaton fire.
My sister, she died on the night of the fire.
Zara Calvin's family also lost 5 homes. And Michael Stalis?
I lost 18 buildings here, including my home.
If he says he is having issues rebuilding, imagine this homeowner.
I had worked since I was 14, and Altadena was a dream.
She says at 77 years of age, she can't afford to wait years to rebuild, and she's not alone.
One huge fact that's happening is everybody's alternative living expense that you get from insurance is going to run out.
Before getting through a rebuild process, their attorneys describe it this way.
To rebuild, first they have to jump what seems to be insurmountable odds. The electric company is going to charge us to connect after they underground the lines. That should not be a charge that should be upon us. That should be their responsibility. They're the ones who burnt us down.
He also says he's being required to do soil testing for lead before permits are issued.
We didn't cause all this. Look around you. We didn't cause this. Because of this situation, we're required to clean up the mess.
We say to the county and to Edison that you must address this problem wholesale, and that you must provide safe conditions for these people to rebuild.
That was Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez reporting. The Eaton fire destroyed more than 9,000 buildings, including thousands of homes. In the Sierra foothills, crews were building containment lines in the fire zone that stretches across parts of Tuolumne and Calaveras counties. Damage inspectors and tree trimming crews were working through the rubble of the small Gold Rush era town of Chinese Camp. Only some of the homes are still standing. The old post office dating back to 1850 was badly damaged. One woman says she had to leave some pets behind when she fled.
My son-in-law came flying over with their dogs, and he said, "It's jumped the road, it's jumped the road." And I had just started to get my cat carriers to start getting my cats, and I had one dog. They shoved me in the car, and they wouldn't let me go back in for the others. And so it's really heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking.
Several communities remain under evacuation orders. The nearly 24 fires known as the TCU September Lightning Complex Fire burned more than 14,000 acres and are 15% contained. We have an update on federal agents detaining people fighting wildfires in the Pacific Northwest. Videos that show agents speaking with crews in Washington got a lot of attention last week. 2 people battling the Bear Gulch Fire west of Seattle were arrested. Fox 13's Alejandro Guzman reports some people hope the creation of non-interference zones will prevent this from happening again.
The Thurston County Commissioner is a career firefighter who spent several months at fire camps just like the Bear Gulch Fire. He knows all too well the hard work and exhaustion that goes into containing fires. He's seen the danger, but what he's never seen is what happened at the Bear Gulch Fire.
This is a completely new thing. I've never heard of, federal agents going in and taking enforcement actions.
Last Wednesday, federal agents halted a contracted crew of nearly 4 dozen firefighters battling the wildfire, detaining 2 men. Department of Homeland Security officials telling Fox 13 the men are not firefighters, but were cutting logs into firewood, and fire response went uninterrupted. While it remains unclear why Customs and Border Patrol was on site, Commissioner Fournier is hearing this may have all spiraled due to time card issues.
Firefighters are people that are out working on the fire scene. And at wildland fires, sometimes that's somebody that is making food for the firefighters. It's somebody that is working on the fire engines, running heavy machinery. They're all part of the fire operation. You do not go inside that emergency and interfere with the suppression efforts or the emergency response efforts. You don't do that. And you don't do that for trivial issues. Time card issues happen all the time, if that in fact is the issue.
In response, Commissioner Fournier has drafted an ordinance that would create what he calls non-interference zones, giving the county authority over active emergencies allowed under RCW 3852.
You should not be going on emergency scenes, detaining emergency workers, and asking for their papers. There's a time and a place for everything, and when you're putting out a fire, when you're protecting lives and property, that's not the time or the place.
The ordinance, now under legal review, would require outside agencies, including the federal government, to check in, identify themselves, and provide any warrants with the incident commander before conducting any action or enforcement inside the emergency area. Looking closely at the Bear Gulch Fire, it was 13% contained, according to Watch Duty, a day before the crew's work was halted. Those efforts are now at 10%.
How do you think that this incident is going to impact Washington in general? Do you believe or fear that because of this incident, the detainment of these 2 individuals, folks are going to stop coming to the state to help battle wildfires or any other natural disaster?
Wouldn't you be scared? Wouldn't you be worried? If that is your job, is to travel, the country as a part of an emergency crew putting out wildland fires, and you've seen that happen, it absolutely would cause a chilling effect to those crews in that industry.
The commissioner knows the debate over immigration is politically charged, but he insists this isn't about partisan politics, especially when Washington relies heavily on outside resources to manage natural disasters.
I'm not looking to send any message to the Trump administration. I'm just trying to send a message to our community and any of the emergency responders that come here to work, that they can work unimpeded.
That was Fox 13's Alejandra Guzman reporting. A vote on the ordinance is expected within weeks. Well, a bystander wasted no time when someone pulled out a gun at the Alaska State Fair. Coming up, that man gets praise for helping to keep crowds safe.
And in weather, here's our live camera looking out towards Seattle. A current temperature in the lower 70s. We'll have the forecast update coming up.
Everything that we do throughout the year is truly recognizing the kids, our childhood heroes that are going through tough times.
A sheriff's department stepped up to treat a young boy battling cancer in Nevada. We'll show you how they honored him. Well, video circulating online shows how a 24-year-old wrestled a gun away from a man at the Alaska State Fair. Jaden Perry says he was breaking down a booth at the fair north of Anchorage Monday when several men started fighting. Perry jumped in after one of those men pulled out a gun. He managed to get control of the gun after a brief struggle. Fair organizers are calling Perry a hero. It's unclear whether any of the men involved in the fight were arrested. And some travelers planning to fly Spirit Airlines will soon need to make new arrangements. Today, the airline confirmed it will discontinue service in 12 cities next month. 8 western cities are involved. They include Portland, Salt Lake City, Albuquerque, Boise, Oakland, Sacramento, San Jose, and San Diego. Service will stop at those locations on October 2nd, along with Birmingham, Alabama, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Columbia, South Carolina. A service in Macon, Georgia will stop on October 16th. And Spirit has issued a statement saying, in part, we apologize to our guests for any inconvenience this may cause, and we'll reach out to those with affected reservations to notify them of their options, including a refund. The announcement comes a week after Spirit announced it was filing for bankruptcy protection. And Las Vegas has plans to bring back tourists. This is a live look at the city, which has been suffering through a tourism slump. A new TV ad debuting during tonight's launch of the NFL's regular season aims to change that.
Oh, welcome to Fabulous. It's spectacular, outrageous, impossible stuff.
This ad, put together by the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, promotes the city as the sports and entertainment capital of the world. It also calls the city fabulous, bringing attention to the world-famous Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada sign. Las Vegas Mayor Shelley Berkeley acknowledges attracting more tourists will be a challenge.
People are a little more wary of spending their disposable dollars when there's tremendous uncertainty in the economy. We need heads and beds in Southern Nevada. We need people enjoying the amenities that Las Vegas has to offer. And when there's less people, there's less tips.
The number of people visiting the city is down about 12% compared to last year. And a multi-million-dollar settlement proposal has the potential to damage the way adult websites do business. Fox 13's Ben Winslow has a breakdown of the tentative agreement between the state of Utah and Pornhub's parent company.
At a news conference, the state of Utah announced action against Alo, the company that owns some of the world's most popular adult content websites like Pornhub and RedTube. They accused the company of not doing enough to block illegal material.
We also know that many of the videos that contain the child sexual abuse material and the non-consensual material involve people here in Utah. They have been harmed by this.
No sooner did the government file the lawsuit, they also filed a proposed settlement.
We did work with the parties here to come up with agreed upon terms.
Under the settlement, Alo reviews all its videos on its sites and verifies those in them are of age. They also must take proactive steps to prevent people from uploading illicit content in the future. They have to remove any on their sites now. Alo pays Utah $5 million, but if there's a violation in the future, they pay $10 million more.
They have to show that they're taking the steps to verify the of age and consent. But if something happens to come up there and they are notified by someone that, no, I do not give consent to this, or they change their mind, they want to remove that, they no longer give consent, they want it removed, they do have a very short time period to get that off the website.
Utah is the first state to take action, but it may not be the last.
We are forcing change in an industry where it's long overdue.
because the most important thing we can do is protect kids.
ALO claims many accusations date back before it implemented its own trust and safety measures, and while the allegations are serious, ALO says the agreement strengthens comprehensive safeguards that have been in place for years on its platforms. The company says these measures reflect its ongoing commitment to constantly evolving compliance efforts, and it makes no admission of wrongdoing.
Until a real solution is offered, we've made the difficult decision to completely disable access to our website in your region.
Pornhub and RedTube have blocked Utahns from accessing their sites for years in protest of laws passed by the legislature.
We know lots of people still access these sites through VPNs.
A federal judge still has to sign off on the settlement agreement. That's expected to happen sometime soon. On the Hill, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Well, people in the Phoenix area may see more flooding tonight, prompting the city to make sandbags available today. Storms crossed the area overnight, causing some minor flooding. First responders are stressing the importance of people staying prepared for flash floods during monsoon season. A flood watch is in effect for Phoenix and the surrounding area until midnight. This is a live look now at the conditions in the city, which doesn't look like there's a whole lot of rain just yet, but we're bringing in KTVU Chief Meteorologist Mark Tamayo, who's tracking conditions there and all over the West.
Hi there, Crystal. Yeah, we are tracking some rain this evening across parts of Arizona. Take a look at the rainfall totals, as you can see. Out toward Phoenix and Scottsdale, 0.16, 0.18, and some other areas just a few hundredths of an inch. As we show you the radar imagery here, there's some action you can see right around Flagstaff, just outside of Phoenix and also to the south. So some scattered rain across portions of Arizona. We do actually have flood watches for these areas showing up on this map right now, as you can see, for these areas in green, and out toward in this area here, that flood watch actually for Friday and into Saturday. So interesting there. And then up in the Pacific Northwest, not much in the way of intense rainfall, but we also have the heat here. Heat advisories in place for the areas in yellow, and then also we do have an extreme heat warning. This is in place until 8 o'clock this evening, so the conditions should actually cool off, a bit of a cooler pattern setting up over the next few days. This was Seattle today, 79 degrees, picking up on some haze and some cloud cover out there. In the San Francisco Bay Area, the fog making a comeback. San Francisco has cooled off into the mid-60s this afternoon, and then in the Phoenix area, showing you definitely those high clouds and those showers moving into portions of Arizona, and temperatures today mainly in the 90s. As we check out the satellite and the radar, as you can see, the action showing up on portions of at least out in Arizona, parts of Utah and Nevada, with those rain showers showing up. Current numbers right now: Phoenix has cooled off to 89 degrees, Las Vegas 92, still warm in Portland 84, and Seattle checking in 73 degrees. Here is the plan for tomorrow. Sunshine up in Seattle. It is a warm forecast for Los Angeles. Some fog for the Bay Area, and also thunderstorm chances once again going up in Phoenix, with partly cloudy skies out toward Denver. Here's the forecast model tomorrow, the Fox weather model. You can see as we take this into the afternoon hours, those rain showers are redeveloping, as you can see, out toward parts of Arizona, parts of Nevada, and also into Oregon tomorrow afternoon. So here is the plan over the next 3 days. Seattle, we will have fair skies, but into the weekend, they're going to have some cloud cover and some shower chances for both Saturday and Sunday. For the Bay Area, temperatures on track to reach the 60s and the lower 70s. For Los Angeles, temperatures in the 80s, and you can see Phoenix, they have the thunderstorm icon for tomorrow, and temperatures could trend up once again, approaching 102 degrees by the Sunday forecast. So talking about some heat, some cooler conditions, and also the shower chances, all in the West Coast forecast.
Yeah, cool down today a little bit here in the Bay Area, and it'll warm back up, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mark.
For sure.
Well, there's a new sheriff in town. Coming up, see how law enforcement made a dream come true for one young cancer patient in Nevada.
Is the price of a Disneyland vacation becoming out of reach for middle-class Americans? We'll break down the numbers next.
A worker at an Arizona baseball stadium needed rescuing today. This man hit his head while changing some lights and felt like he could not get down safely on his own. This was in Mesa Hohokam Stadium, the spring training home of Major League Baseball's athletics. Rescue crews stepped in, going up the light pole and using ropes to lower the injured worker back down safely. No word yet on the worker's condition. And some families say it costs too much to experience the happiest place on earth. Fox's Max Gordon spoke with Disneyland enthusiasts who say getting strategic can help bring down the price of your Southern California theme park experience.
The price for single park admission here at Disneyland depends on demand and on the day. Today, it's $104, but that's not always the case. Tickets can reach as high as $206 for the most in-demand days. MickeyVisit.com tracks ticket prices. You can see here how prices have been increasing over the past decade here at Disneyland. While the low end has stayed relatively stable, over the years the highest price tickets have increased in cost by $110, a 114.58% increase. And once you buy your ticket, you have the option to spend even more. Here's the pricing for add-ons for today. Parking costs $35. Then there are several versions of the Lightning Lane Pass, allowing you to join a shorter line for rides, with the most expensive going for $349 per person per day. A recent op-ed in the New York Times on the current state of Disneyland pricing reads, "The economics of appealing to the middle class aren't what they used to be. The market and increasingly the culture is dominated by the affluent. What's profitable today is not unification, it's segmentation." Here's where other comparable theme parks stand. Universal Studios Hollywood tickets vary from $109 to $154 for general admission. Knott's Berry Farms offers GA tickets for $62 to $85, and SeaWorld San Diego will cost you between $50 and $87 for a single-day ticket. But at Disneyland, prices aren't stopping visitors. According to Disney CEO Bob Iger, visitation to Disneyland has reached around 30 million people per year. And Gavin Doyle of MickeyVisit.com argues that Disneyland is still accessible for middle-class Americans. You now just have the option to purchase the kind of experience you're after.
I think that, Disney has leaned into having offerings for however much guests want to spend. There's a version of that Disney Vacation. If you want to be affordable, there's absolutely a way to still visit for everyone to come experience the theme parks. And if you want to spend a little bit more, there's options for you to spend that amount of money to lean into that part of your Disney trip as well.
Disney emphasized that their entry-level pricing at Disneyland hasn't changed in 6 years and sent a statement to Fox Business saying, "For more than 70 years, Disney parks have welcomed families from all walks of life by offering a wide range of ticket, hotel, and dining options to fit different budgets, and that commitment will never change." And here at Disneyland, plenty of people willing to pay for their day in the park as folks continue to file on in. In Anaheim, California, Max Gordon, Fox Business.
A young child in Nevada battling cancer got the chance to be sheriff for a day. The Washoe County Sheriff's Department rolled out the red carpet for Soren Tucker. He was able to check out a SWAT truck, get his fingerprints taken, and even meet a member of the canine unit. Soren is battling stage 4 Wilms tumor. It's a rare form of kidney cancer that mostly affects children.
Soren is getting really close to the end of his treatment. It's just been exciting to get to do something fun like a normal kid and something special just for our boys.
And Soren's fight with cancer began earlier this year. This journey has been so inspiring to others that he was named the local childhood cancer warrior by the Northern Nevada Children's Cancer Foundation. What an inspiring story. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You can stay up to date on all the stories we're covering online. You can go to westcoastrap.com to find them or stream our shows on your smart TV by downloading the Fox Local app. Have a great night.